So essentially, I'm saying that it is there in both the novel and the textbook. You have printed material, right? Similarly, free speech is something which you have in most other schools of thought, even in liberalism, even in American liberalism. To say free speech is part of classical liberalism, you always have to say, even though it is there in other schools of thought also, so that you're not saying this is unique. But I agree. Okay? So free speech, which always will go with freedom of thought and expression. Because it's one thing to be able to say, another thing to be able to even think. Right? So if we take Shanti's problem of regimentalization, or even the problem of what Daphne said, that is, not inspiring kids, we are actually stifling children from thinking. So not just free speech, but it's also free thought, right? Freedom of speech and expression. Good? Gabrielle? Did you also attend last week? No. Okay.
Give a priority to individual in social, political, and economic life.
Yes. In classical liberalism, we give more importance to the individual. So the opposite of individual is collective. Yes? Collectivism. Anybody has difficulty understanding the difference between individual and collective? Please feel free. Okay. So you have individual, one, and one says, I think we should have naan and tandoori chicken for breakfast. And I asked Daphne, what would you like for breakfast? Roti chana. Okay. Irfan, what did you like for breakfast? Sherma.
Nasi lemak.
Nasi lemak. Okay. I haven't tasted that dish yet. Mike, what did you like for breakfast? Croissant. Okay. So let us imagine we form a committee for food. And we make Daphne, Juan, Irfan, and Mike the members of the committee. Who will decide the breakfast menu for all of us? What do you think is going to happen?
We'll fight.
You will fight. You will fight. And then you have to come to a decision. What will you do?
You have to give up.
Buffet. Okay. Buffet is one possibility. But the problem with buffet is it's always expensive. Because only one person wants, let's say, naan, and only Mike wants croissant. Essentially, we can't have just one piece, right? We have to have more. If it's a buffet, so that's going to be expensive. So let us make this food committee a little more challenging. And we also give a budget. And say, hey, you will decide the breakfast for all of us, but a breakfast cannot cost more than 20 ringgits, let's say. Right? And you cannot do a buffet in 20 ringgits. Then what do?
Take order from people.
Daphne, switch off that phone. I want you to do that now. Okay. Go ahead.
Take order from people.
Take order from people. Okay?
Or take food, like which one like the people wants more?
People want more, right? So essentially, what he would do is go to Daphne and say, the naan and the roti chana, both are available in Mama's restaurant. So why don't we do one thing? We both agree. And then she says, that makes sense. I'm fine as long as I have my breakfast option. So then these guys come after a break for the meeting and say, okay, let's take a vote. Because now they have the majority. And then they decide that you can eat anything at a mama's restaurant. So you have your choice. No, but he wants croissant. It's not there in mama's restaurant. But it doesn't matter because everybody else wants this. So we put pressure on Mike and say, you have to agree with the rest of us. Because that's what everybody wants. Now that is collective. Because this is good for everybody. By everybody, what do we mean? Is Mike not included in everybody? If you say everybody, he should also be part of it, right? But he is not part of it. Majority. So let's go back for a minute and think about all the government policies that you can think of. The government always will justify it by saying, this is good for Malaysia. This is good for India. This is good for Pakistan. Obama says this is good for all Americans. But you also see hundreds of Americans protesting against Obamacare and saying, hey dude, I didn't want this insurance. Obama says, no, it's good for you. So, is it good for everybody